Hello, sacred souls. It's Susanna from Alamanic Shaman. What I have here for us tonight is a karmic and generational curse healing and curse breaking for earth angels, star seeds, light workers, crystal children, rainbow children, etc. Anyone on the ascension path who is trying to ascend and move up. The way I've laid this out is these are all the dark, unhealed people that try to attach themselves to us. And that can be done in a variety of ways, but it's often done either through pity or control or invasiveness and so on. And I believe this may be similar for a lot of us earth angels that, like in my case, there are a lot of narcissists in my family and amongst friends, most of which I have left behind. If not all, like I've pretty much weeded out. But basically narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, but if we don't want to label them like this, basically a lot of unhealed people who have shadows and dark entity attachments, who have a lot of dark energy, who have an empty heart that they want to fill with our light. And that drains a lot of us. Or that drains us a lot of times unless we have really good boundaries. And whenever we set good boundaries, then that power shifts and we don't lose our power. But either way, what I was guided to do is, so basically like the mannequin with the wings represents us earth angels, and then I actually put 13 figurines to represent the dark and evil. The no stands for people who do not take no for an answer. And like over the last few months or so, it has become worse and worse that I've attracted people into my life who were so blatantly pushy and invasive and would not take no for an answer. Which is part of the lesson to learn to stand up to those people as part of taking the power back and becoming a sovereign being, right? And another trait of all those narcissists is me, 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 me. It's always about me. And the other person doesn't count. Basically, the other person's rights are overwritten. They do not count. And this is just basically what we're trying to free ourselves from, right? We're very strongly, and like I'm going to speak from like quite a few women, like close enough to me in my family, like on both sides, maternal and paternal, who were extremely controlling and manipulative, basically domineering, pushing their opinions, not just opinions, but basically what kind of life they wanted for me or didn't want for me onto me. And that stuff is represented very strongly energetically as well. And unless we're fully strong, centered, and grounded within ourselves with a healed inner child, and no abandonment issues and nothing of that sort, then that won't affect us. But for most of us, we're still in the process of healing all of that as well ourselves. So for us, that can create a lot of issues. So for example, that we end up not reaching for the sky because they don't want us to, and it energetically basically stops us. So we need to fully and completely free ourselves from all those that are basically stuck in the mud. I actually went to the swampy area and got some of that dirt to represent that. So all those that are stuck, that are not ascending because they can't change themselves, they can't help themselves. So they're trying to keep us down with their jealousy, envy. And in my opinion, envy is used wrong in a lot of spiritual videos, because in my opinion and my understanding, envy is positive. Like basically, I'm happy for you, but I wanted to. Whereas jealousy is negative, where it's like, I don't want you to have it because I want it instead. So that's more what we're dealing with, really. So a very vicious, evil, vile, spiteful, hateful, empathy lacking kind of person who basically wants to take everything from us, our light, our power, our kindness. I actually had some light language healing sessions done. One where basically I learned that leeches attached to the heart can basically suck all of our kind, loving energy out of us and feed it to them so that they can fake those feelings. That someone was actually doing that to me, so that was cleared. And another thing is where someone can attach a dark cord to us, and on that cord can be coded with very strong, forceful, pushy, domineering commands, basically, on how we should live our lives and how we should not live our lives, what we should not do or what we should do, like very sort of forceful, domineering. And that again also came up in a light language session that I had. So that was also removed. And I also, like right now, I'm basically being confronted with a lot of those energies in 3D, which is sort of the final test before, like the shamanic initiation tests, kind of. Well, not kind of, they are. To fully learn to stand up to those really forceful energies. And there was a situation just yesterday, actually, where I was picking up a grocery order, and then I received a second one, and the manager of that store was there, and she refused to get the order ready. Usually it's like the employees there, so usually it's not an issue, but she's like, no, because that will lower our statistics for the wait time for the drivers, and that's not good for us. So no, you can't accept it. You need to drop it. So I started arguing with her a bit, and she became verbally quite aggressive. Oh yeah, and then I called the support team of the company that I was working for, or I am working for. And first of all, her and the other woman denied it. When they heard that I said that they gave me a hard time, they were like, no, we're not, which they were, and I had lots of witnesses. But then the main evil one, stepped forwards. Like I was in the section where the drivers are, and they were like in the other section where the stuff is being prepared. And so I was on the driver's side, and she stepped close to me with her chest puffed out, trying to exert power, and said, "Step back." And I said, "No, I'm behind the line." And she's like, "Step back." And I said, "No, I'm behind the line." And she's like, "Step back," like really forcefully and aggressively. And I'm like, "No, I'm behind the line," which is perfectly like my right as a driver, right? Like I'm in the driver's section. And then she's like, "Well, like people have to get through here when they're preparing stuff." And I said, "Well, right now, no one is passing here." And then she's like, I'm calling 911. And then she pretended to dial 911, which she didn't. No one showed up, right? And I basically then ignored her and dealt with the phone call because I was then getting through to the support agent. And luckily, there was another driver who had enough courage to stand up, because I've been surrounded by a lot of cowards in situations where I wasn't backed up, which is also part of those kind of people. And he was ready, able, and willing, and very willing and happy to confirm to the agent what he had witnessed. And he's like, yeah, they refused to get her order ready. And, then she made some phone calls and got back to me. And in the end, they got it ready and stuff. But that was a classic example of how they use intimidation and bullying, and that's how they exert power. And if we back down, then that basically is indirect consent for them to access our energy field, which then allows them to drain us. We get dark interference and all of that kind of stuff, right? So all of these are extremely toxic energies. And as I was guided, like in my case, which is why I'm doing this ceremony tonight, because I know that some of you are dealing with similar things. This was a curse put on my bloodline. And I mainly have the paternal bloodline in mind because that's how I was guided. But it's also on the maternal bloodline, but I already did a curse breaking for that. So I'm focusing more on the paternal one, but it was more from the women in that family. But actually, we're going to do it more in general because this can also come from men. Like, it doesn't have to be from women, right? But for everybody, it's going to be a little bit different. But basically, then I also got a yellow net because they're basically stopping or restricting or limiting our solar plexus, right? So this shall be for our solar plexus healing and coming back into our power. And here's a piece of wood that reminded me of an eye a little bit. See, like here. And that made me think of, whoa, the fire just, like, some wood just fell down there. So that made me think of like surveillance, and this doesn't have to be like surveillance, but like control and, power over someone. Because a lot of those family members, they want to know what we're doing at all times pretty much, or, they just kind of want to be in control, in charge, and know what's going on and so on, right? So that shall represent that control. And yeah, then of course we're going to cut the cords and close the portal, and we're going to put all of that in the fire. And when you look at this, like, this angel, same as a hot air balloon, would have a hard time taking off because of all the dead weight that's at the bottom weighing him or her down, right? And they're stuck in the mud, so each one is like basically pulling us down. And like energetically, I actually feel it. Like when I have people connect to me energetically that are low vibrational, I feel so heavy. And sometimes overnight it gets worse. So in the mornings, I sometimes have a really hard time even peeling myself out of bed. And then eventually I get going. But like generally speaking, I've been very good because I've been working on boundaries, and with all the ceremonies and stuff, it's usually okay. But every so often it can still happen, right? I actually just had a new neighbor move in and I didn't realize it. And I was thinking, why am I feeling so heavy? And then my other neighbor said, oh yeah, we got a new neighbor now. And I was like, oh, that explains it. So now I'm going to do a little clearing and stuff for that as well. Anyhow, sorry. To make a long story short, let's call in our spirit guides and get this show on the road. Okay. Dear Creator, higher power, source, and soul energy, our higher selves, our higher spirit guides of the light, our ancestors that are in the light, and great spirit of the fire. Please help us in fully and completely freeing ourselves from any and all of those toxic bonds, shackles, chains, leashes, portals, gateways, etc. Let's cut any and all ties that are stopping, hindering, or slowing us down in our ascension process and in our healing process. Help us fully come into our power and let any and all of those curses regarding attracting narcissists into our lives, control freak type, domineering, very forceful, abrasive, devil type energies, attracting those into our lives, that shall now and forever be broken. And so it is. Okay, so thank you, Miigwech, Dankeschön, all my relations. So let's actually do this. Let any and all cords, bonds, soul bindings, vows, soul contracts, shackles, chains, leashes, karmic debts, and any and all other karmic obligations, spells, curses, hexes, soul fragments, psychic attacks, voodoo magic, dark magic, evil witchcraft that was put on us and or our bloodline throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime, that attracts narcissists into our lives, in our families as well as in our friend circle. All of those ties and connections shall now and forever be cut, severed, and finished. We shall be fully and completely freed from them. And we shall be able to fully and completely heal from any and all of that toxic abuse, from all the trauma, hurt, pain, suffering, PTSD, CPTSD, and anything else. Let's see. Oh, one is still hanging on. Wow. And I actually used clay figurines for these because they're going to be torn apart by the fire. And here, the last tie shall be cut to enable us to lift off and fly freely, meaning to be light, to do the light work, to ascend and fulfill our soul purpose, our soul mission in this lifetime. Most of us are going to be healers, or we're going to be important trendsetters in starting new earth, like, you know, let's say communal communities, like intentional living communities and stuff like that. All right, so I'm going to put this one down because first, whoops, no, actually, I think this one. Okay, so let's start with this one. Please. The divine creator, higher power, source energy, and all of our spirit guides and ancestors that we called in earlier. Help us fully and completely heal from anything that is still within us that has kept these toxic, dark, narcissistic, forceful, abrasive, invasive, pushy, control freak type devil energies in our lives. Let us fully and completely heal from everything and free ourselves from it. And let the spirit of the fire transmute all those energies into healing light and unconditional love. And let us fully and completely be healed throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime. Hold on, I gotta change it, but I was actually sitting down. Sorry, I was being lazy here. All right, let's put this in the fire here. Okay. The fire has really been giving me a hard time. So, we will no longer accept people in our lives that don't take no for an answer. We will no longer accept people in our lives that are always me, 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 me. Oh, sorry, the smoke is getting to my nose again. So, we will no longer accept self-centered people in our lives. And we're taking our power back by burning any and all nets and webs that they put around our solar plexus to limit us, to restrict us, and to keep us from coming into our power. Whew. And let any and all portals and gateways now and forever be closed between us and all these karmics. Let any and all karmic, toxic, narcissistic people now and forever be disconnected from us and have no longer access to us. We revoke any and all consent to access us and our energy field, and we evict them from us and our lives and our energy fields throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime. And so it is. All my relations. Wow. I feel a shift in energy. Whew. And let us put these 13 stuck people that have been weighing us down and holding us back, crushing our dreams, limiting us, making us believe that we cannot do it, sowing doubt, and, trying to convince us that they're just trying to spare us the disappointment or anything like that. Any and all of those false friends and family members shall now and forever be removed from our lives unless we're able to find a healthy way of interacting with them if we so wish. But those toxic ways shall now and forever be done and finished. And so it is. All my relations. Okay, the last 5. Here we go. Some more. Oof. And the eye that wants to see and know everything, any and all of their controlling, control freak, supervising, nosy ways shall now and forever be burnt away and transmuted into love and light as well. And so it is. All my relations. Whoops, sorry, I stepped on a bag. And any and all spells, curses, and hexes that were put on us and our family bloodline shall now and for that created these toxic patterns that were passed down from generation to generation, that caused the generational abuse, that kept us magnets for this kind of abuse and for these kind of narcissistic people in our lives, shall now and forever be broken throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime. 1 second, let me put this in. And so it is. Thank you, miigwech, dankeschön, all my relations. Oh. Whew. Okay, yeah, that's it. All right. Oh, and this is interesting too. It's like we're hanging in there. Let us be flooded, meaning filled and surrounded by massive amounts of healing light, unconditional love, blessings and protections, and an abundance in all areas of our lives. Let any and all obstacles, any and all darkness, any and all limiting beliefs, thought patterns, and connections, and people, situations, etc., be removed from our lives now and forever, throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime. And I just lost my train of thought, sorry. Okay, and so it is. Thank you, miigwech, dankeschön, all my relations. Let me get my bearings again for a sec. There was something else that should be added. It's okay. If it comes to me later, I can always do another little mini ceremony. But, yes. So let this whole timeline, this whole toxic timeline of our generational abuse, of all the karmic generational abuse, and the attraction of all these narcissists in our lives. Wow, it's really, the fire is like spitting. I don't know what it is that it's spitting, but it's like spitting little pieces that are not burning. So interesting. Oh yes, it's the clay that it's spitting. Okay, I just needed a little bit more distance so that I don't get like bombarded by these little clay pieces. Let all of these toxic timelines in our family lineages on both the maternal and paternal sides now and forever be closed, and let everyone in those timelines be filled and surrounded by massive amounts of healing light and unconditional love. Let them be healed from all this abuse, from all this trauma, from all this toxicity, and let the timeline be fully and completely closed, and let everyone be uplifted onto a higher timeline where this same toxicity no longer exists, where people are healed and they can interact with each other in a healthier way. And so it is. Thank you, miigwech, dankeschön, all my relations. And any and all curses shall now and forever be removed from our bloodlines on both the maternal and paternal sides. And any fears that led to this abuse shall be removed. And it's very interesting because in a lot of spiritual videos, they talk about seed fears. But if they only remove the fears and the seeds stay, then the fears can come back. So basically, let any and all seed fears and fear seeds, so the seeds that planted the fear, let them all be fully and completely removed from us, from our body, mind, spirit, soul, and energy field, throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime. And any AI and anything else that was planted to create these conditions. So that shall all be fully and completely removed. Again, throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime. And so it is. Thank you, Miigwech, Dankeschön, all my relations. Peace, love, and harmony shall now enter our lives, and we shall find our soul family, our soul tribe, and if we so wish, our soulmate, our twin flame, and anyone else that we feel very, very strongly connected to on a soul level. And so it is, all my relations. Whew. Yeah, this feels good. Yeah, we're done. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. And you can see, whoa, yeah. You can still see how the little clay figurines are being torn apart. I don't know if you can see them explode, but I think if I pushed these ones in... Sorry, I guess we're not 100% done because I still want to show you this. Okay, so if I push these ones in more... Whoa! Do you see how they're just torn to shreds? Whoa. Whoa. Whoa! Yeah, I'm gonna just keep holding the camera there while I finish the last little bit. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I'm also sending you lots of love and light, many blessings. Be well until next time. And if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe and share if you know of anyone who might also need it or appreciate it or who could benefit from this. Whoa, and did you just see that last piece break off? This is a very explosive affair. or not affair, but you know what I mean. This is a very explosive fire ceremony and healing ceremony. Woo! Okay, I better let you go. Okay, be well, everyone. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye.